Hello again, gamers. Welcome back to the Board Game Captain. I'm the Board Game Captain, and today I'm going to be reviewing and talking about the dice sets for the Alien role-playing game published by Free League Publishing. Now, they've sent me, first off, I want to thank Free League Publishing for sending me all the stuff for the Alien role-playing game to check out, including these dice sets. So they've got two separate dice sets that they've got coming out here for the Alien role-playing game. They've got the base dice set, which are black, and they've got the stress dice set, which are yellow. So now I'm going to open these up here, and we're going to have a look. Now, I've already played some of the Alien role-playing game. So to give you an idea of how this works, when you are trying to do a skill or an attack or whatever it might be, you get a number of base dice that are equal to your skill plus your attribute. So let's say your attribute is a 4 and your skill is a 2. You would get 6 dice from your base dice. And then you get stress dice equal to your current stress level. Now, traumatic events, scary things happening will make your stress level increase. And unless you can find like a safe, quiet place to calm down, you are not able to reduce your stress level. And the thing about stress dice, it's kind of like your adrenaline pumping. It makes it so that the first few are beneficial mostly, because when you roll these 6-sided dice on either the regular dice or the stress dice, 6s are successes. So the more dice you have, the more chances you have for those successes. So the first few stress dice you get, and I would include this up to about 3. The first 3 stress dice you get, you're like, oh, this isn't bad. This is helping me get 6s. It's not bad at all. I'm totally still succeeding. But what happens is when you start to get more and more stress dice, the problem is if you roll only 1s on the stress dice, you're going to have to have negative side effects. And there's a panic table where you roll and you roll a die and add your current stress level to it and see what happens. And there's somewhere where lower end of the table, you're freaking out, but you're still okay. You can still function. Once you start to get beyond a certain point, you start to have negative things happen, like freezing like a deer in the headlights and losing your actions, or dropping things in your hand and not even noticing that you've dropped them, or all sorts of cool things like that. So let's have a look and see what we've got here. So we've got black dice and we've got yellow dice. But that is not the only way that they differ from one another. So the standard skill dice are numbered 1 through 6. So you've got 1 all the way to 6, and 6 has this nice little either crosshairs, or I think it's meant to be the symbol that you saw on the screen in the first Alien movie when the self-destruct was activated. That's kind of what it looks like. So now a 6 is a success, while anything else is not. But nothing bad happens on a 1 on the regular dice. So then you've got the stress dice. Now this is where they're different. So the stress dice have a 1 through 6, and the 6 is still the little symbol there, which the little crosshair symbol, so that's good. But the 1 has a face hugger on it. And that's because, again, if you roll 1s, bad things are going to happen. So again, let's go through my scenario here. I've got my dice out, and I'm rolling to attack, but I'm a bit freaked out, and I'm at 3 stress. So, I'm going to grab 4 dice for my attribute, 2 dice for my skill, 3 stress dice, and they are a nice, bright, different color, stand out significantly from the standard dice, as you can see here. That's great. And I'm going to roll them and see what happens. So let's see here. So I got a 6 on one of my stress dice, and I got no 1s on my stress dice, and I got nothing else. So that is a simple success. 1 6 is all you need to have a simple success. If you get extra 6s, you actually get extra cool abilities happen. So more than 1 6 might let you do extra damage in combat, or complete a task in half the time, or become so skilled at a task that you don't need to roll for that task in the future. There's all sorts of different things you get to choose from when you roll extra 6s. So that is really awesome. I like how these yellow dice stand out very brightly from the black dice. So here's where okay. Now let's discuss this a little bit. So how much do you need, or how much do you want these dice for running the Alien role-playing game. So the first thing is, do you need them? No. Okay, you don't need them. What you do need is you need 2 sets of different colored dice. Now, if you do not have a whole bunch of a very easy to stand out single color dice, you might need the yellow ones. And these ones I'm going to recommend more so than the standard dice, and here's why. So you could have a bunch of regular standard dice and then just get a set of the yellow stress dice, and these are fantastic because next to just regular dice, these are going to stand out incredibly vibrantly, really nice, very easy to use. If none of your other dice are yellow and aren't going to be mixed up with these are going to be great and can be easily mixed in with any dice. You've got the ones which show you something bad happens as a symbol, so it's easy to spot, makes it even easier, and the 6 with the other symbol to remind you that that's a success. Now, the black dice also make it easier because of how they just have the 6 with the special symbol. So if you want to make it even easier on first-time role players, these can be really good, and I would recommend them for that. Maybe you buy them and you put them all in the middle of the table, and you tell people these are the communal dice. If anybody wants to use them for their roles, just grab some, just put them back when you're done, and that way everybody can use them. And these sets do come with plenty of dice. I mean, what is this, 3, 6, 10? We have 10 dice in each set, I believe. Yes. 10 dice in each set, so it comes with a good number of dice. This should be fine for you. In fact, this is probably more stress dice than you would need for any single roll, I think. But plenty of dice also for skill and for skill and attribute dice. So, okay. How am I going to rate these? This is a bit tough. I mean, there's not content here. It's just the dice. How am I going to rate these dice? I think I'm going to rate these a little differently from one another. I've decided to give these 2 separate ratings. And I've decided on this right now while I'm looking at these dice, while I'm rolling them, and while I'm thinking about how necessary they are. Now, neither of them are really necessary. But are they awesome? Are they thematic? Hell yes. They are super thematic. I love the little face hugger sides on the stress dice. I think that is awesome. So here's where I'm at with this. I do think the stress dice are more important and more if you're deciding if you can only afford to get one of them, the stress dice seem more important to me. The standard dice are really good, again, like I said, for people who are not used to role-playing, just to make it really easy on them. So they are good also. They're very nicely produced. They feel solid. They seem to roll just fine. So here's where I'm at with these. I'm going to give the standard Alien role-playing game dice set 7 out of 10 stars. They're really good. They're fun. They're characterful. They would definitely help you with new role players. The stress dice, I think, are even better and even more important and closer to being necessary. So I'm going to give them 8 out of 10 stars because I think these, especially with the fact that you could use these alongside regular dice, and as long as you can spot a 6 on regular dice, you're fine with the regular dice. And these are really useful for being stress dice. So I'm going to give these 8 out of 10 stars because these are almost necessary in my opinion, even though they're not really necessary. These are almost necessary. I would still recommend everybody buy a set of these, and if you want to and you like these, I think you should buy a set of these too. I got these 2 sets for free, but I'm going to be honest with you, after having seen them, I think if I had not gotten them for free, I would probably have bought a set of both, just because how excited I am for the Alien role-playing game. These are really cool. They're very characterful. They're very fun. 7 stars for the regular dice. 8 stars for the stress dice. So, let me know in the comments down below what you think of these new dice. Are you going to get a set if you get the Alien RPG? If you have any comments, questions, and concerns on these products, feel free to put them in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see me do more reviews of role-playing game products like this, give this video a like, share it on all forms of social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Board Game Captain. That's Captain spelled with a K on YouTube. And until next time, game on.